Hyundai create a separate luxury brand that stands on its own in competition with the other major ones?
David, I think that's a good question, and we're going to answer that this week in our GV80 review. So to answer the question, David, about whether or not Genesis, which is a Hyundai company and until recently was sold as a Hyundai, until it was spun off like Lexus was, to answer the question as to whether or not it can hold its head up in the world of luxury cars, first of all, we're going to look at the looks. David, what do you think of the looks?
Oh, it's got certain amounts of Aston Martin to it.
Aston Martin, I think it looks like an Aston Martin, and even the badge, I think is shamelessly Aston Martin-esque. But there's a difference, you know, David. There's a difference between this car and an Aston Martin and a BMW, a Mercedes, Jaguar. Do you know what that difference is?
Price?
Reliability.
Reliability too, yeah.
JD Power's just said, we were talking about it before off camera, JD Power has said like the most reliable brands, Kia and Hyundai.
The thing I like about the grille and the design of it is that it is a complete sort of design. It's not like the Lexus grille that has one huge, great, in-your-face sort of feature. It comes together with this thin lights on the side, which are coming later in their Ioniq electric car, that it'll have that sort of look about it
like
too.
that Ioniq 5. Oh, it looks like what Volkswagen should have been. It looks like a Golf, a bigger Golf.
Now, to find the button to open the rear door, don't go for the usual spots. You've got to go here. But, Alan, I think you know how to do it through the remote key. Oh, no hands. There.
You know what it was? I was either too far away or too close. Every single car has a full-size spare under the floor. You can increase the cargo area several fold just by folding down the back seats 40, 40, 20 or 40, 20, 40. I think this is a beautifully complex array of lights, and I don't even mind this little bit of a bustle here over the back. Normally I hate that, but it looks like there's been a scoop taken out. I think that looks absolutely smashing.
It reinforces the horizontal sort of band light that is on the front.
Although perhaps we shouldn't say smashing with the Tiger Woods thing.
Yeah, well, Tiger had a crash, and doesn't it show how new cars have developed?
Wow. If that had been even 10 years ago, I suspect he'd be dead. I mean, he was still badly injured, but the car didn't deform. They can still open the doors.
Do you know there was another golfer who had a major thing, Ben Hogan, and
I say Ben Hur.
Ben Hogan had a crash, and he threw himself sideways to save his wife, which was lucky because the steering wheel went through to the seat. That's an old car.
Well, of course, this won't happen in this car because it has 10 airbags, including a new centre airbag. So all of those went off for Tiger, which was very lucky. You see that news footage, and the thing's got more curtains than bloody Odeon Cinema. Inside, I've got 14.5 inches.
I've never seen that many inches in my life.
No,
Alan.
well, I'm not surprised because, David, you've got what looks to be about 7 or maybe 8 inches over there.
Which I would have thought was enough normally, but I've got to say...
I think that still gives you bragging rights. Also, if you get the luxury pack, which this doesn't have, you get 12.3 inches as well.
Across here?
Across there. Now, in front of your eyes, you have a 12-inch heads-up display, nice and wide. And we are currently, because it is, I'm a bit schwetzing. I'm schwetzing from being outside in that heat. I've got my heated and cooled seats working, and I'm getting a nice blast up the Khyber.
Yes.
Are you getting a blast up the Khyber?
Well, it's giving me a cooling feeling. I'm wondering about
You're still schwetzing.
I'm wondering about the subwoofer under my seat.
Do I have one of those as well?
I don't know.
I do.
Do you think that might add to the sensation?
Well, it's 20, was it 21 speakers?
20 or 21?
21 speakers and 1,050 watts of sound. Now, you don't get some $400,000 cars with 1,050 watts. A touch screen here for the climate control. These controls are just look at this. That's a work of art. Look. Well, there's a lot of computing. There's probably more computer power in this dashboard than there was in the Mooncraft.
But it does look like it's stylish.
There's a big P button here, David. You can go for a P when you stop.
The only thing is, when you go out of P and you want to get into R drive, you've got to go over to drive and then back to R.
No, you don't. No.
All right, you show me how. I did that and it didn't work. All right.
Do you think it's a bit of operator error? You'll have to excuse David. I think you get to a certain age with gentlemen and your menopause kicks in. Menopause. Right. Now,
well, you're talking about P. It's got an auto hold.
Auto hold, that keeps you in traffic, that applies the brakes. When you next indicate...
Up here.
All right, now...
You go turn left.
Are you going to turn left? All right, so turn left. Look what's come up in your rear vision monitor down there on the dashboard.
Okay.
Whichever indicator you put on in that dial brings up the view down the side of the car.
I have a problem that I don't always know which buttons to press.
You press my bloody buttons often enough. The steering, of course, and the brakes are electric or electric boosted. The steering's just plain electric. And it allows the car's computer to use the sensors to look around it for danger. If you try and do something stupid, it'll either steer you out of the way or it'll chuck on the anchors. At certain speeds, it'll come to a complete stop, and at speeds over, I think it's probably 80-ish, it'll apply partial braking to minimise the damage. Though I found that steering, the lane centering, was favouring one side or the other, and then it would beep at me when I got too close to the lane. I thought, well, you're doing this. I'm trying to centre the car, and it was saying, no, I want you here. And I wondered if it was because it was raining biblically.
That does make it hard. It shouldn't hard to detect.
But it shouldn't make it hard to detect.
Well,
I mean, surely they've tested it in rain.
This doesn't have the noise cancelling stuff, does it?
No,
that's his base model. Oh, it's still quiet.
No, that's the other thing worth mentioning is, as part of that $10,000 package, the luxury package, you get active noise cancelling. Actually, they call it road noise, active noise cancelling. I mean, are they trying to be specific or something, are they? Just wanted to quickly touch on the fact that this great huge lump of a SUV feels so light. Now, this is the base model, remember? The base model for $90,000. It's got a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder turbo engine. David, tell me how much power and torque this 4-cylinder engine has.
224 and 422. Subaru WRX STI has had for quite some time, from about a 2.5 litre engine.
But I don't think it's got that much torque, has it?
You might say, well, yeah, but that's a little car, and that's true. This still gets 0 to 100 in 6.9.
But that's not all. There's a diesel. The diesel we're getting next week, David. How much power's that got?
209 kilowatts, a little bit less, but 588 newton meters of torque.
And like a bunch of steak knives, wait, there's more.
There's more.
There's a 3.5 litre 6-cylinder V6. Now the diesel is a straight six.
Yeah.
Straight six. So some of our viewers aren't going to like that at all.
Oh, yeah, most diesels.
No, because it's straight.
Oh.
The V6 engine, David,
Petrol,
comes with the same 8-speed automatic and the same all-wheel drive system that the diesel's got, but it's got
279 kilowatts and 530 newton meters.
Now that's V8 territory. So you're getting far more for far less money. Now, this is X5 size. X5 is also all-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive. So it's in the same class size, but a different money size. Although I haven't actually looked to see. And this, I think, is a much better buy. The X5 that's got this stuff in it, or the Mercedes, what would be a GLE, I suppose, or the Jaguar F-Pace, they're all many more shekels. many more shekels. David, I think this is a peach. And yes, I think it does hold its head up high in the world of luxury cars. As always, if you've liked the film, hit like,
Leave a comment,
leave a comment.
even if you have to think about it for a while.
It's hard to find. But above all, I think they're reaching over that way to subscribe. Oh, also you can always subscribe with the little red arrow button down yonder throughout the film.